With time running out for the One-Up Nitro National Series drivers to set their playoff hopes in stone, we're here at Darlington Raceway for the running of the Sport Clips 300 throwback weekend for these guys. It's going to be a lot of fun for 74 laps around this very old 1 1/3 mile oval, egg-shaped oval that everybody loves so much. Alongside me in the booth for today's race, as per usual, is Duke Gansack, and well, if this race is anything like the truck race we saw last night, this is going to be a lot of fun for everybody involved.
You're right. I mean, there was racing all throughout the field, up front, in the middle, just behind the front, in the back. I mean, there's racing everywhere at this Darlington Raceway, and it is just a stellar track, really tough to get a hang of, but once you do, these drivers just do an amazing job at racing here, and I truly expect an even better race tonight. These Nitro National Series drivers have not disappointed often in this season, so it's going to be a great race to watch. We got some awesome throwback designs on the track today, and a lot of interesting storylines going into this one. So yeah, I'm excited to watch it. I think it's going to be a great race.
Looking now at the starting lineup for today's 74-lap race, Zachary DeLello gets his first career pole position today. In the 03 Team Dayspring Toyota, he lines up on pole for the first time ever. After our miserable race at Trois Rivieres for Keon Daly, he lines up second today. We'll see if he can pull off a win to make up for it. AJ Jones, Cody Goforth, Logan Williams round up the top five. And honestly, you can make your way from the back to the front as we saw in the truck race last time out. That might bode well for a few of these guys, like Glenn Mixon starting 31st, Kean Rivers 33rd, Joshua Michaels 25th, James Ellison making his second national start of the season 26th. A lot of these guys starting mid-pack or worse. Hopefully they can make some time up.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think that there's going to be a lot of people that could end up involved in winning this race starting far back. I'm specifically looking at Jared Polansky starting in 21st. You can never count him out of a race. Ricky Freeman Jr. starting in 15th. I think that he's got a good shot of getting up there. Alex Frigeparube starting in 9th. I mean, I think that there's a lot of drivers that really could get up there and fight for a chance to win this thing. So it will not be set after the first lap today. I think that this is going to go all the way down to the wire, and we aren't going to know who is going to win until they're coming out of turn 4. I think it's going to be a good one.
So with that being said, the cars are lined up on the grid. We're ready to bring you 74 laps from Darlington. This is the One-Up Nitro National Series from Darlington Raceway. Playoffs are getting closer. The green flag is moments away, and you're not going to want to miss a second of what's to come here tonight. Can Zachary DeLello convert his first career pole into his first career win? The green flag is out. We're underway at Darlington, and DeLello gets a big jump on the field. Not what we saw in the truck race last time. He gets a really good run going off into turn 1 for the first time. Keon Daly drifts a bit back. This gives DeLello a lead all to himself as they come off a 2.
Yeah, that was a great start from that 03 out front. Really well done right there from him to take the lead early and get clear, because that's what it's going to take here, is to be clear, but it won't last for long. Keon Daly down to the bottom of the racetrack, side by side for the lead, coming down the straightaway. Who's going to lead it? The 03 takes the lead at the line by just .02. Now is running the outside. Keon Daly sliding up the track. The 03 almost in the wall. Man, oh man, they're racing like this for the whole day. Lap 1 already. They're racing like it's lap 74. My goodness, what a battle.
And how about Zachary DeLello powering off a turn 2, making up an entire deficit to come off a turn 4 with the lead once again. They're still side by side down the front straightaway to take the lead of the race. DeLello holds on to it as they dive off into turn 1 once again.
Yeah, this is a fascinating situation here because you've got the outside lane working really good at one end of the track and the inside lane working really good at the other end of the track. So these two are pretty much equal all the way around here, as long as they stay a little bit side by side, enough to force each other to either line. And they are still racing side by side for the lead around Darlington, and the 03 leads yet another lap in this one. And they're side by side for for third. That's why you don't see anybody catching them because of the wake that they're putting up. And Keon Daly sliding on the track. He's able to catch it. Man, oh man, and the caution is out. I saw the caution lights, and we've got a car upside down. My goodness, it's a 34. Bad news for the 34, the 27 involved. What happened?
That is Glenn Mixon on his roof. Todd Hemler also involved. The hopes of the Jeff Bolton Racing team dashed early here at Darlington as caution flies for the first time today. Something we did not see at all in the truck race yesterday is a caution flag to slow the action down. And this one is a big one that involved David Byers and Glenn Mixon here early at Darlington.
Boy, and the caution is out, and these two in the lead still can't sort it out. They're side by side. There it is, finally. The 03 remains the leader after coming to the green in first place. So this early caution, I don't expect anybody to pit. We do need to see some replays eventually of this thing to see what happened, make sure everybody's all right. My gosh, the set 34 and the 27, both hard hits on that one. It looks like 55 and the 38. 38's got some damage, it looked like.
Here's where Glenn Mixon was running. I think, he's going to get a little tap from Nathan Meyer and Kenneth Grant. 3 wide into Alpha 4 just doesn't work. Kean Rivers gets involved. Rashi Mahendra gets a piece. Oh, and Todd Hemler, his teammate, is the one who knocks him onto his roof. A very bizarre incident. That's going to be a tough debrief over at Jeff Bolton Racing to sort that one out. But we know David Byers done for today. Now Glenn Mixon could be joining him. So as we saw, it looks like Kenneth Grant is going to get into Nathan Meyer, and they get turned down into Glenn Mixon, and then hits the wall, gets hit by Kean Rivers again, then Mahendra gets into him, and then Todd Hemler, actually, he's got nowhere to go, gets tipped up into David Byers, and then Mixon goes for a lengthy slide on his roof. A very tough situation for the 34 team, who are trying to hang on to a top 20 spot in the points, but as things stand right now, he may lose that, especially if his day has to end here early.
Yeah, that was just a bizarre accident. I mean, that 34, he hit just about everything a couple times right there. He hit the outside wall, then he came down and hit another car, and then he hit the outside wall, hit more cars, and then he was spinning. And his teammate just barely touched him, had nowhere to go, fully on the brakes, and just flipped him right over. It was just the perfect storm of forces on that car to flip it right onto its lid. My gosh, it was a very fascinating incident right there, with a lot of cars getting some damage there. So farther back in the pack, a lot of those guys have some repairs to do. But up front, we're gonna have a single file restart here, so it's not gonna have anything to do with lane choice as far as going into turn 1, but you really want to make sure that you end up in the right spot. You don't want to get a bad start here and be stuck on the lane that you don't want to be in going into turn 1. And as we can see on the leaderboard right there, the 38 has retired, as well as the 27, and the 34 is 2 laps down. I'm sure that will also turn into a end of race for that team. So, man, oh man, this race has started off with a bang. Much different than the Truck Series race with no yellows. This one starting off with the yellow flag, a big one at that.
So Zachary DeLello, as the lights go out on the pace car, we will be going green next time around. But Zachary DeLello will be leading, and he will have a car length advantage over Keon Daly. That'll be a big help in defending his position. It'll certainly help DeLello keep the lead, at least for a little while. But I fully expect these guys will be coming at him in a big way. And, well, you said that 34 was going to retire from the race. Well, how about this? Just like happened to you in Montreal last time out, he's able to continue on after being upside down. So a very strong recovery for Glenn Mixon. He'll be well off the pace, of course, but give props to that Jeff Bolton Racing team for getting him back out there.
It's not often you see a car driving around the racetrack, especially starting right here up front with damage on the roof. But hey, I'll tell you what. Every once in a while it happens, and we see that 34 car out there. Maybe it'll make it a little bit more dynamic with a little bit shorter roof on that thing. We'll see. Maybe they'll have some trouble in tech inspection. Doesn't matter. We're going green here. The 03 leading the way. We'll see how this lap car affects this whole thing. 34 gets a terrible start because that car is completely destroyed, and the 03 stays ahead, and now all these leaders don't have to worry about it anymore, diving down into turn 1.
Coming through 1 and 2 to take a restart on that number 9. It is a look at Glenn Mixon. He's already halfway to the back of the train already. That car is significantly damaged. I expect it'll be an issue for these leaders for the rest of the day. But Now you see Logan Williams making a move to the high side in 3 and 4, and they're now 3 wide for the 4th spot, and now they set themselves out. Alex Vergepperub in this 3 car. I need not explain this throwback paint scheme for those who have watched racing for so long. It is beautiful to see it. He and his teammate Elijah Ironhouse with those beautiful schemes. You got to be proud of the Fab Shop working on those.
Yeah, they've done a very nice job back at the shop painting those cars, making it look really great, paying homage to the styling of the numbers at Team Duke. Of course, here's the 8 car as well, looking great with the Duke Weiser sponsor on there for Elijah Ironhouse. So just a really great job all around there, and a great run so far. Both of them in the top 10, keeping a good day and keeping it off the wall, keeping those cars nice and pretty. Meanwhile, we go back to the lead because Keon Daly has gotten around the 03, and there's a big train of cars. They're going to be side by side. These two only know each other's sides of their cars because that's how they've been all day. But Keon Daly now on the outside is going to lead this lap of the race and keep that 03 behind him for now.
Yeah, DeLello slipped up a little bit off of turn 2. That gave Daly the opportunity to pass, and now Keon Daly starts to stretch his legs out in the lead as DeLello falls to second and now faces pressure from a few cars, namely A.J. Jones, in the battle for second, as Logan Williams once again goes to the high side, trying to get some momentum going around there. A.J. Jones looking for his first career win, as is Zachary DeLello and Logan Williams. They're all trying to chase down Keon Daly, who already has 2 wins this season, but he is well behind in the playoff standings. So he is going to need a miracle run to make the postseason again here this year.
Yeah, you're right. And this, while we're watching up front right here, Keon Daly, and now that they've swapped positions and become single file here, they're starting to drive away from everybody. And they're 3 wide in the back with the 3 car in the middle. And this is what caused that big accident last time. We'll see if they're able to sort it out. They are, and Alex Vergepperub surges ahead of all of them. Man, oh man, that is quite the move from the 3 car, getting up there into 4th place from the middle of 3 wide, and a great one at that, because he has avoided crashing out of a 3 wide situation. Has made it out front, or out front of that group right there. Maybe going to try to take that 3rd position away. And while we go back to the 03, who started to gain a little bit on Keon Daly since he had fallen behind originally. So we'll see how that works out for them. Maybe they're going to end up side by side again in this thing.
Yeah, DeLello is not letting Daly get away from this, but they have gapped themselves quite nicely back to A.J. Jones, who's about a second further behind. So these two are turning this race into their own little playground here. While Keon Daly looking for his 4th career win here in this race, Zachary DeLello is looking for his first. And boy, what a great place to get your first career win at Darlington of all places, if he can get back past the 52 and hold on the rest of the way.
Yeah, they're doing a great job right now, starting to pull away. But Alex Vergepperub has moved up into 3rd place, and I don't think that he is done so far in this race. We're only on lap 16 right now, about to be on lap 17. And he is on a mission to try to catch up to these leaders. We'll see what the gap is now. He's gained a 10th on them that lap, even though he spent a lot of that lap trying to pass the 86 car. So yeah, 3rd place right now for the number 3 here at Darlington. A really great run so far. He's come up through the pack from, he started in 9th? And yes, he did. So that's a great start for this 3 car, lap 17. 3rd place.
And remember, last time out in the truck race, Ryan Griffin won that race, and where did he start? 9th place. So Alex Vergepperub hoping to emulate what Ryan Griffin did last night, trying to do the same thing here. But we still got a long way to go. Still got plenty of racing still to come. As you see, they're already about to lap Glenn Mixon again. So this is going to be a big factor in the state of play, because Glenn Mixon is at least 4 seconds off the pace. So this is going to be especially on the straightaways, is where the 34 loses all of his time. And you can see Keon Daly's caught him already, diving off into turn 1. He's going to be held up quite a bit. That's going to allow DeLello to get right back to the back bumper. And is going to allow Alex Vergepperub to get there as well. Could the 3 car make a move on both these cats at the same time, diving it off into turn 3? He's got a run on DeLello. He's going to get past the 03. Will he get past Keon Daly as well?
Oh, man, and they're going to try to take him 3 wide. Oh, it's not going to work. Alex Vergepperoux passes both of them, and they're still stuck behind that 34 car, who's very damaged. Keon Daly is going to get the worst of this. He's down to 4th place still behind the 34. Not enough room here at Darlington for this to be happening. My goodness, this whole outside lane is stuck. Look at that train of cars. Nobody can get by the 34.
Yeah, Keon Daly, AJ Jones, Aaron Hall, Ryan Caggiano, they're all stacked up. Now Daly gets to the outside of the 34. He's going to be able to clear, but now they're starting to get side by side behind the 34, and this is not going to help them any. Look at that. Look at this pack. It's like, look at this. It's from 7th place all the way back to like 30th place. That's now held up behind Glenn Mixon. This is not. This is putting making the rest of these guys. Look at this. 7th place all the way back to 31st, all in one big pack stuck behind this 34. This is a disaster for everybody stuck behind Glenn Mixon. They've got to pull that 34 off the track. This is becoming dangerous. Oh, AJ Jones almost collided there.
This is going to be really bad. I mean, this might not be the last time the 34 is on its lid in this race. If this continues, my gosh, these guys need to get by. It's just he's blocking both lanes. He's driving right in the middle of the track, and nobody has enough room to go by that bottom lane. They couldn't get enough momentum off the corner to go low. This is just a massive difficulty right here. I don't even know what you can do about this. Here comes the 66 down to the bottom. He's going to get a run right there. Hopefully people can follow. There's the 8 car also going to go by, and then hopefully more as well. It's Young right there. There we go. So now that bottom lane at least is starting to go by, but the outside lane trapped behind 34.
Yeah, you got Aaron Hall back there, Ryan Caggiano, who our points leader and last week's winner, Cody Goldford, Chris Lattimore, a lot of cars stuck back there. Glenn Mixon is just holding up everybody so badly. This is not how Glenn Mixon wanted this day to go. I fear he might get a penalty out of this if he doesn't pull this 34 off track really soon.
Yeah, this is a bad situation for everybody. I mean, the 34 has completely altered the course of this race. Everybody, I mean, you've got that. All those guys that are stacked just have lost all their positions, and there's Elijah Ironhouse with an issue. What happened to him?
It looks like there might have been some debris coming off of the 34, and he might have run over some of it. Elijah Ironhouse now down pit road. A disaster for this 8 car. This beautiful number 8, who's the first one on pit road on lap 25. Not what that organization wanted to see, because while one of their cars leads the race, the other is trundling down pit road to change a flat.
Yeah, that's a really tough break for Elijah Ironhouse. Really needed a good run today to kind of help secure that position in the point standings. Not very good. However, there are still about a little bit less than 50 laps left in this race. With some fresh tires and a little bit of luck, maybe something could happen here, especially because everybody's being held up by the 34 and will continue to be held up by the 34 today. If this 8 car could get a little bit lucky, maybe we'll have a shot to get back in it. I'm not sure, though, if it'll happen. So a really, really tough break for Elijah Ironhouse today.
He's got to hope for some attrition in this race to carry on. As you can see, the leaders pass by. And Alexa Luchon now has gotten past Alex Vergepperoux to take the lead of the race. So as one Team Duke car exits the pits, the other loses the lead to this 50 car of Luchon, who now takes the lead at Darlington. Taking the 27, we have a new leader, and it's the first time a Ford's been out front today.
Yeah, not a good lap for Team Duke right there. And Elijah Ironhouse, though, he's 2 laps down at the line, so he's really close to the leaders. He might be able to get by the leaders once here, and then we'll see what happens after that. A caution would bring him up to the front of the field. Another caution put him back on the lead lap if he were able to drive by them right now. We'll see how it goes, how fresh those tires, or how much those tires actually help. Meanwhile, the 3 car, trying to get the lead back on the bottom lane, is side by side with Alexa Luchon, but not going to be enough this time. Still stuck in 2nd place.
And going back to Elijah Ironhouse, he has 25 lap fresher tires than these guys. So, and that is an eternity of difference at Darlington. So you can see he's already caught the back end of the lead group of Keon Daly. So Ironhouse should easily be able to clear everybody and get back one of his 2 laps. another caution. He'll be back on sequence with everybody else. Should be able to gain some time. So, like you said, there's a lot of opportunity, but he's got to make the most of it.
Yeah, and he's got to find a way around these cars as quick as he can. It's really not optional to spend laps behind anybody right now for the 8 car. So he's got to find a way around. The 03 now is where he's got to go to the outside or something. Yeah, there he goes. The outside lane, and maybe end up 3-wide here. Not a good situation. Now they're blocking both the lanes, so that's really tough. Because Elijah Ironhouse, he's trying to get by these guys, but they're side-by-side for position. Meanwhile, side-by-side for position for the lead is his teammate in the 3 going by Alexa Lucian. Will he be able to slide up in front? No, he won't. He's not clear. Alexa Lucian fights back on the outside, and this is incredible.
And just up ahead, you can see Glenn Mixon again. So this is going to be a really tough race for everybody involved. You see Ironhouse getting past Autumn Koger now. He should easily be able to unlap himself from his teammate and from Alexa Lucian to put himself back to only 1 lap down. So, as you can see, Alex gives way to the 8 car. He's not going to hold him up any. That's smart. He doesn't want to impede his teammate's progress on those fresh tires. Now he's trying to unlap himself from the leader, Alexa Lucian. But as Alex gave up that spot to his teammate, he lost a ton of momentum to Lucian. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword. You want your teammate to get through, but you also don't want to lose some time doing it.
Yeah, well, it looks like it's all going to work out right here. So as long as Glenn Mixon doesn't... well, we'll see what happens with Glenn Mixon coming back. Going to be passed again. Okay, Elijah Ironhouse gets by, so that's good. Let's see what the leaders do. Can they get by into the turn? There's one. Alexa Lucian by. Alex is by. The 19 is by. Mostly by. Oh, we'll see. It looks like they're going to be side by side, so that's good. Here comes the slow part of the track. The 03 is going to go to the bottom. That'll be all right. They're nice and spread out here, so they're able to make a little bit more moves. Last time they were all kind of crunched up together, and here's where it's going to start right here because you can't go low in the middle of the corner. And there's a little bit of a holdup right there from Glenn Mixon, although most of the leaders got through just fine. So we'll see how that turns out later on. Meanwhile, the 3 up front right now, the 50, the 3 car, and the 19, they're all in a line, and they're all racing hard for the lead. Here comes Alex Verjeparub on the bottom of the racetrack again, trying to pass that 50 car. Not sure if it'll work. Here we go, side by side into 1. Let's see how it turns out down the back straightaway.
Closing in on halfway in this race, and Alex Verjeparub and Alexa Lucian side by side for the lead off of turn 2. You can see Elijah Ironhouse racing off into the distance on those much fresher tires. He will not be a factor for these guys much longer, but now Autumn Koger makes a move to the high side to try and get around the 3. They're all going to still be in one big clump of cars, but Lucian holds the lead for the moment.
Yeah, so this is quite the battle right here. You're going to start seeing the 03 might catch up. The 23, it's pretty far back, actually, the 23 and 22, because I believe that they were caught up by Glenn Mixon coming back through the pack. But, yeah, this 03 is going to enter this battle pretty soon, and that's going to change the dynamic. And, of course, the 50, now that these two are fighting for second side by side, Alexa Lucian starting to drive away from them because they're punching a big hole through the air side by side, not able to go very fast. And she's just able to drive away out front.
So, yeah, you see Alex drop back to 3rd now that Autumn Koger has gotten by. So now, Koger is trying to chase down Lucian, trying to take the lead back. This is going to be very interesting. And you can see DeLello just lurking back there, hoping for a little collision between these guys, perhaps. Maybe they go 3 wide and something bad happens, like earlier in the race. Who knows? But right now, Lucian leads Koger as we take the halfway lap.
Yeah, so this is that. It's incredible how fast Autumn Koger was able to catch back up to Alexa Lucian right there after being, about a half-second back fighting with the 3 car, just immediately right up to the back bumper of this 50 car. So we'll see. Maybe the 50 is holding these 2 drivers up a little bit, who were fighting for second place just a moment ago. This could be an interesting situation if one of them were to get by Alexa Lucian and not the other, because that could allow a bit of a major gain situation for whoever it is that takes the lead.
But right now, Lucian continues to lead the way. We're on to the second half of this race now. So, the tires are well worn at this point. They got to make it about another 34 laps at this point. So, it's going to be very interesting to see how these guys manage. Ironhouse should be plenty good. He's got a bunch of tires. But other than him, I don't see... It's going to be really close, because you might see a couple guys trying a strategy of pitting and see if that's faster. But I think the vast majority of these guys are going to tough it out for the entire distance in one set. It's going to be very interesting because the trucks were all hanging out loose after just 56 laps. And these guys have to go 18 laps more than that. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the state of these tires will be at the flag flies.
Yeah, well, here's what's happening. Everybody is watching that 8 car because obviously it was just a puncture. There was no damage done to that race car. He was running in the top 10, so he's got the pace to be fighting with the leader. So everybody's going to be watching him and his lap times and see how far he's able to advance up through the field. Once he's going to have to come around everybody a second time.
Because he's already caught the back end of the field now.
Yeah, so he's going to have to pass everybody in the field and then pass them all again to be able to be fighting for positions. So I don't know. That's a tough ask for anybody. It's a big risk. But if you're running in 20th, then maybe it's worth it. I'm not sure if it is though. Meanwhile, we've got a battle for the lead right here. The 19 actually just lost a ton of momentum, but yeah, the pit stop. I don't know. There is one more. I think that Glenn Mixon will make it on tires, but I don't think that's the biggest problem in that car.
And honestly, if you're going to commit yourself to that strategy, you got to do it now while there's enough time in the race to make good out of those tires. You don't want to do it with say 10 laps to go when there's no time to make it happen. You got to do it I'd say right now.
A couple laps to go. I think that is when you should have instituted that strategy. Honestly, it should have been with Elijah Ironhouse. That might have been a solid time to actually try to execute that. I'm not sure that it will work though. Here's the interesting thing, because all these guys can make it on fuel. So if there is a caution, it would be fascinating to see if anybody were to take that opportunity to pit, get some tires. I would hope that most people would.
Yeah, I don't see how you wouldn't.
Yeah, but you never know. I mean, it's always crazy what the crew chiefs are thinking and the analytics and all that. So I don't know what'll happen. If there's a caution now, I'd expect everybody to come down and but if there isn't, who knows? Who knows? It'll be interesting.
So now we have 30 laps to go from Darlington. Alexa Luchon leads by about 4/10 over Autumn Koger. Alex Verjepperub another 4/10 back. Then you go back another second to Zachary Galello fourth. Keon Daly another half a second back, rounds out the top 5. They're all pretty equally spread out, the top 5 are. So this could be it all depends on who gets the most out of their tires. Who can save enough stuff in the rubber to make it work at the end of the race, because that is when you're really going to need it.
Yeah, you're right. And something else I just noticed, I'm not sure if the time is correct to have a really big impact on this thing, but in one of the camera shots we saw going down the back straightaway, we'll see it here. There they are, the back of the pack. So there is a chance. There it is. Moving to it right now. We're watching this at the back of the pack. They're side by side, racing hard for position. There's Glenn Mixon again that they're all getting by. But I'll tell you what, if they catch the back of this pack, that's going to change the dynamic of these how the race is going for these leaders, because there are going to be people getting stuck behind cars. Not a lot of room on this racetrack to go around people, so that could be another factor in this race as well. Maybe that's why they've all backed off a little bit and they're just saving their stuff, making sure they can have good tires, good enough tires to get through the lap traffic.
We saw Chris Lattimore back there in that 87. He was the very last car to was back behind Glenn Mixon in that big stack up earlier in the race. He has not had a good run of races lately. He had a first lap contact at Trois Rivieres that sent him to the back of the line. He recovered to finish in the 20s. And here, he got trapped behind the lap car of Glenn Mixon for way longer than anybody would want to. So now he's back at around 38th. And for Motor Dash Racing, that is not where you want to be running, especially in a contest.
Yeah, that is a tough day. But of course, I'm sure that there will be some understanding going into this finish today. But yeah, it's just a lot of things adding up, and then a bad day like this stacked on top. Not really a great situation there, but we'll see. But meanwhile, we've got the second place battle heating up a little bit. The 3 on the bottom, of course, has lost a lot of momentum. That outside lane going through 1 and 2 really is the place to be. Because if you're stuck on the bottom right there, you're not going to be able to have any speed down the back straightaway, and that's where it matters. So the 19 able to pull away in second place ahead of the 3 car and remain in the same order that we've been seeing for the past 20-some laps.
We're closing in on 20 to go now, and Lucian's lead is half a second. And now they've caught Glenn Mixon again.
In the corner.
Yep, so this is going to be... Oh, and they got caught up. Lucian got caught up. Here comes Koger and Alex to the back of the 50. They're running in single file formation. Is Mixon going to continue holding it up a little bit? Is Lucian going to try and put the bumper to the back of the 34? No. He gets out of the way now and allows the leaders through. But still, this is very much not been a good day to be in this race, because Glenn Mixon's been a moving chicane all day, and it's just not going to get any better.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they managed to get that car back out on the track after that. It was just a very, a crazy crash. And he hit either side of the car both times, twice or 3 times on both sides, and just really that was a big crash. And they ended up getting that thing back out there. Great job, but it's caused big problems for a lot of people in this race. And now we've got only about three or 4 cars, maybe 4, that are involved in possibly winning this race. And right now we're watching 2 of them. They're nose to tail, but neither of them are really making a move, like defensively or offensively, for the lead here. So it's just kind of a holding pattern we've got for the lead, and these front runners that I guess they're just waiting on catching the laps.
We got 22 laps to go from Darlington, and Lucian is doing everything in her power to hold off Autumn Koger in 19. Koger is a winner this season at Martinsville, while Lucian has a win at Gateway. So, and remember, Gateway is basically a flat Darlington anyway. So maybe this is Alexa Lucian's style of track. Like oddly shaped ovals that don't quite work. Either way, she's having another strong run here today, holding off not only Autumn Koger, but also Alex Regeperud as well. And honestly, if the 19 and the 3 keep their stuff up trying to get by, this could be Alexa's day.
Yeah, so here's what's fascinating is the way to make a move here is you want to follow somebody down the straightaway. And of course, in the truck series, we saw a lot of this, but there it is. So you want to cut down on the track and get low through down the front straightaway. Then what you need to do is you need to dive really hard into turn 1. Oh, but 19 wasn't able to do it. So here's the issue with trying to pass right now at this point in the race. The tires are old enough that the bottom lane through turns 1 and 2 is really bad.
Oh, and I hate to interrupt. We've got a problem for one of our mid-pack cars, and it's James Ellison in the 31 making his 2nd career National Series start. He was on the inside line when Glenn Mixon held up the field. He made some good headway. He started pretty far back in the field and made his way up into the top 20. But now, maybe some more debris off the 34. But either way, a 4-tire pit stop incoming for James Ellison.
Yeah, not very good. I guess that we're going to see how this strategy would work out. Of course, the 31 lost a lot of time going slow on the track prior to making this pit stop. But we'll see. This 31 is going to be quite fast when it gets back out there on the track. Feel like Superman a little bit going through the field, but not the best way to feel that, of course. And meanwhile, we've got 2 side-by-side battles, 1st and 3rd, and the 03 has gone by the 3 for 3rd place, and now that's going to be very fascinating. That 03 car, he's kind of held back a little bit, maybe saving his tires up, and also Keon Daly is up there fighting for it as well, and all of a sudden we've gone from having a single file holding pattern to a 5-car battle for the lead. This is incredible right now. Autumn Koger going down below side by side with the 50, and now the 3 car is down there as well because the 03 didn't get a good run off of 4.
2 Fords, 2 Toyotas, and Alex's Chevrolet battle for the lead as DeLello hits the wall. He's sliding along the outside wall off of 2, and Zachary DeLello's all his momentum is gone. He's gonna fall well off the lead group and into the clutches of Logan Williams as well. And Zachary DeLello's hopes of his first career win may have to wait another week because that was a hefty a lengthy impact into that outside wall. Heartbreak for the pole sitter. He's going to have a big hole to dig himself out of now.
Yeah, they had just given him the go-ahead to turn up the wick, and he was moving, and then just right into the wall and grinded all the way down through the corner right there, and just it looks like all his tires are up, scrapes on the side of that car, but these things have a flat side, so the fenders don't really curl into the wheels, so I don't think that a tire will go down for that 03 car, but still a very big disappointment right there. Just a tough situation to hit that wall, really, and that kind of ruins what was going on for that 03 car, falling back down to 5th place. Now, meanwhile, the leaders are getting ever so close to the lappers at the back of the pack, and they're going just fast enough, I think, that they will hold them up, but also be really tough to pass. And that's going to bring everybody back up together. Keon Daly has been holding back, saving his stuff, and he's up to 4th place right now, just hanging on, waiting for his opportunity. This is going to be a fascinating finish to this thing, with all these different storylines going on right now.
So, with that being said, we got 15 laps to go, and the one constant has been Alexa Lucian out in the lead of this race. She's held the lead pretty comfortably for the majority of the day. We're closing in on the end of the race now, and at this point in time, her biggest challenger, Autumn Koger, just cannot find a way past, so it's going to be a battle between these two for the rest of the night, but I just don't know. Can Koger save enough in her tires to make a run on Lucian?
Man, I just don't know. I mean, I don't think that now, I mean, you should have been saving your tires during the last 30 laps or so in this race. Really, that's where all the speed is going to have come from. Saving and saving and saving throughout that time. We'll see if the 19 can show that maybe she did save those tires in a really great run on the bottom, using the banking difference between above and below that dotted line right there to help rotate that car through the middle of the corner, but not enough to stay side by side with the 50, and now running that bottom lane through turns 1 and 2. As we've seen, that is not the ideal path around that corner. You want to be up here where Keon Daly is, running that top lane. So we'll see if maybe that 19 can catch up to the 50 at some point, but all of a sudden, I mean, it's starting to look like the 50 car might be untouchable in this thing, because there's been a lot of different drivers that have had the opportunity to try to pass that 50, and nobody has been able to do it so far.
11 laps to go, and Lucian also holds the fastest lap of the race. But this could be a maximum points day for Alexa Lucian if she can hang on these remaining 11 laps. It's going to be a big day in the points as well for this 50 team. Remember, this is a single car organization, not much in the way of alliances either, but man, what a day this could be for Alexa Lucian if she can manage it. It's going to be a big win for her if she can manage it at the end of this thing. But there's still 10 laps to go, and we know anything can still happen. And here comes James Ellison looking to unlap himself.
Man, with just a rocket ship underneath him right now, all 4 of those brand new tires.
And he has the 4th fastest lap of the race now as a result.
Oh, well, if he's about to maybe pass the leader, maybe 1 lap of clean air could be what the 31 needs to maybe pass Alexa Lucian with the fastest lap. And maybe get himself a little bit of a bonus point right there. This will be the lap to do it right here, crossing the line. James Ellison trying to get that fastest lap. I don't know if it'll happen.
Didn't get it on that lap. I think he's gonna be. Don't think he's gonna be too worried about that. Honestly, he's just concerned about gaining as much time as possible for the remainder of this race. Is James Ellison trying to get back? He's back to 1 lap down. I think what he's trying to do is catch that 8 car. Because that's the only car he can really gain a position on for the rest of the day. So, at this point, Ellison and Ironhouse are going to be battling for a position for the rest of the night. But, we're coming up on the end of this race. Alex has gotten back past Autumn Koger now for 2nd. Could this 3 car have been holding something back?
Yeah, I don't know. It always seems like Alex has something up his sleeve at the end of the race. This could be what it is, you know, getting up to 2nd place. I think that's going to be a good spot, the best spot, if any, to maybe make a move on the leader here, because they're coming up on the lap traffic. If they catch the lap traffic, then I think that I would want to be in 2nd place with the opportunity to make a move and kind of predict what's going to happen. Oh, but Alex is going to have to run the bottom here because the 19 is on the outside. That's going to be slower for both of these cars. Autumn Koger is going to get a great run out of this corner on the outside lane. There it is. And Alex stuck on the bottom, not going to be enough to keep second place. So Autumn Koger up to second place now. And while they battle, the 50 car drives farther and farther off into the sunset. Of course, it looks like they definitely will catch at least this 55 car who's in the back of the pack right now. So that could change up things as they run on the track. We'll see if it happens. Alexa Lucian's been untouchable for a while, but this could change it.
That's Tyler Ferris in the 55 just up ahead. It's coming now. We're coming to 5 laps to go next time they cross the line. And at this point, I think Koger and Alex have used their stuff up pretty well fighting each other. And that might allow Lucian to set sail if she can get past this 55 in a big hurry, which I think she'll be able to, crossing him under now. 5 laps to go from Darlington.
However, she's going to have to run the bottom through turns 1 and 2. That's going to be pretty slow in comparison to that normal line she runs. And here comes Autumn Koger running outside with a big run, and Alex Regeperub also behind. Let's see what happens. The 19's got to have a big run right here. The door is open on the outside lane. They're still behind the lapper. What happens here? Where's the 55 go? Who does the 55 block? Probably going to block the outside here.
They're side by side. Yep. Yeah, off of 4 to take 4 laps of racing to go.
Okay.
Ferris now holds up the 19, and that allows Lucian back to the lead.
Here's the thing, though. Lucian is stuck on that bottom lane, and while Tyler Ferris is up there, oh man, now they're all right with each other. This is really tough because Autumn Koger is going to be stuck behind even though she has a good run. And Alex is stuck behind on the bottom with a bad run off the corner. Meanwhile, Alexa Lucian is just driving away with absolutely no problem, no lap cars ahead. Plenty of clean air involved. And here comes Tyler Ferris with a big run off the corner as well. It's going to put Alex on the bottom. Oh man, this is a fascinating race. I think that Alexa Lucian is in the best position maybe of the whole day so far with that lapper involved. This is just a tough situation for those guys. So frustrating to get stuck behind cars at the closing stages of the race, but now this 50 has a massive lead on them, and they're still not past Tyler Ferris. That's a heartbreaker for all those cars looking to win the race, and I think that Alexa Lucian, no mistakes here. He might end up in victory lane after all.
Coming to 2 laps to go, Daly has gotten past Autumn Koger now for 3rd. That 52s might be saving a little stuff to try and make a run at 2nd place, but I think that's as far as he's going to get, because we're coming to the white flag this time, and Alexa Lucian has a pretty sizable lead, if I say so myself.
Yeah.
She's coming to take the white flag now. Can anyone stop her in time?
I don't know if it'll happen, as we're coming to the white flag right here, and still none of Alex and the 52 and the 19 have gotten by Tyler Ferris. Still, it looks like maybe the 3 will have finally cleared at this point, but it's not enough time left. Alexa Lucian, without a mistake right here, coming through 1 and 2, is in a really good situation going down the back straightaway.
They might catch Glenn Mixon again, but I don't think it's going to matter for Alexa Lucian. Coming through 3 and 4 for the final time. Looking for her 2nd win of the season. Going to get it in a big place. The Lady in Black, Alexa Lucian, tames the Lady in Black to take the checkered flag and win the Sport Clips 300 at Darlington Raceway by a comfortable margin of 9/10 of a second over Alex Regeperub, who comes home 2nd. Keon Daly 3rd. Autumn Koger fell back to 4th, and Dylan Young made a charge at the end to come home in the 5th position. Logan Williams comes home 6th ahead of Kyle Corbett. And Zachary DeLello and our pole sitter fell to 8th at the end, just ahead of Joshua Michaels. And Jared Polanski rounds out the top 10, just ahead of Ricky Freeman Jr. But that's the race from Darlington. We had a lot of interesting things happen in it. And you can see Elijah Ironhouse back there. He almost unlapped himself again. If this race had been about 6 more laps, he might have gotten there.
Yeah, he put up quite the fight to try to get back up there, but he needed a caution to have any type of shot at this thing. And, yep, just wasn't enough at the end of the day for the 8 car, and it wasn't enough for the 3 car because the 50 car beat everybody in this race. Just took the lead. Nobody could touch her. Just a great showing from the 50 car, and that whole team did a great job this whole race. And yeah, it was a trying race for a lot of people, but I'll tell you what, it was a good one. And Darlington has yet to disappoint this weekend. We look forward to the Superstar race tomorrow. And oh man, that's going to be exciting. A lot of fun involved there. But the 50 car tonight, Alexa Luchon, great job.
So, next up for the Nitro National Series, we'll be back in a few weeks at Bristol Motor Speedway for race number 16 of 25. It's going to be a very interesting race there. For the Nitro National Series, only trip to Bristol this season, surprisingly. So, we're going to have a lot of fun at the world's fastest half mile in a few weeks' time. We hope you'll join us for that as well. So, from Duke Anzac and from myself as well, we say goodbye from Darlington Raceway, and a big congratulations has to be given out to Alexa Luchon, who once she got out in front, never really let it go. She's your winner at Darlington after a crazy 74 laps here today. Man, what a season we've had so far.